Hello everyone. So this video was actually going to be a couple days ago, but instead I did I showed you guys my box packing for Skya because I was just so excited that she was finally heading home that I decided to show you guys that instead. But all the while I was still getting questions, so yeah, gave some time for people to get extra questions. Also, I have Israel right here. Just because you haven't seen him in a while, because he is sold, he's on a payment plan. Just waiting for the rest of his payment, and then he'll be heading home to his new place of residence. If you don't know why I'm selling him, there's a video about that as well. But he is sold. But yeah, he's still an outfit from when he went on a walk because, like I said, I didn't really interact with him too much, and plus, I don't want to keep messing with him, when he's already sold. So yeah, I haven't been messing with him too much. I've been just kind of letting him sit next to Emerson, who's actually upstairs right now. She was down here earlier. Where did I don't remember why I put her back upstairs. There's a reason. I think it was because she was taking up space down here. Yes, so, you heard that probably. That's my oven going off. I'm getting towards the finishing of my June 7th month of sleep. She's going to be bald. Like I said, I am not rooting her that big old head. I can't do it. So I'm on her mottling steps now, and then I do creases, and then I do all the finishing things like lips, blush, and nails. That's kind of like the last few steps. So the thing that takes the longest when I'm painting is shading. So yeah, now when you get to mottling, it goes pretty quickly. But yeah, so that beep was the oven going off because I just finished baking her arms for this mottling layer. But yeah, so next on my list is I'm working on a custom Alexis after June is finished. I'm still waiting for my hair, the correct hair, to root my other custom cuddle baby, the one that takes a full pacifier. I don't think you guys seen her, but other than on my Instagram, but she is upstairs as well. I had mapped her whole head out and was ready to start rooting, and then I realized I thought I had leftover hair of the correct kind, but it was actually leftover hair of the wrong kind. So now I have to wait for that hair to come. It should be soon. I feel so bad for having my customer wait a little bit longer, but nothing I can do about that. Yeah, so that's where I am as far as whom I'm painting next will be another Alexis, and then after that Alexis, I will be painting the Kai for myself. Um, yeah, so that's things are going right now. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Oh, this is all recording, by the way. So I had people ask me questions. I said basically nothing was off limits. I'm going to try to answer everything I can. I'm not going to say people's names because I didn't ask everyone, if they wanted their names or they wanted to be anonymous. So I'm just going to say the question and my answer. So the first one is a lighthearted one. It's most of these are just chill questions, which is good. What's on your playlist currently? So I have really weird musical taste. Like, I can go from honestly like Lizzo to um, classic rock, but my favorite genre of music is folk music and indie music. In true mountain man's experience, I really enjoy folk and indie music the most. So I like artists like City and Color, uh, the Lumineers, stuff like that. So you'll find a lot of that on my playlist. I have what's the whole album? Gosh, what is that album called? I think it's just called Cleopatra. I think. But I listen to a lot of indie music usually and folk music. Uh, Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I'm trying to think of my answers. Was it hard for you to get good at painting dolls? How hard is it to learn? For me, it wasn't too hard because I already had an artistic background. So a lot of the things that I knew from having that artistic background was able to transfer to reborning. Um, because a lot of what painting these dolls is knowing color theory, knowing what to mix colors to try to get what you're getting to. And a lot of that I had some background knowledge of prior to it. So while I've had some frustrations with, I really want to get a dark skin tone, um, but it hasn't been too hard for me personally. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure this is recording. Yeah, so for me, it hasn't been extremely hard. Now, if you aren't coming from any type of artistic background, like if you've never done anything artistic ever, it's going to be a lot harder for you, I would think. But there's lots of tutorials. There's not many ethnic, biracial, darker skin tone tutorials out there, which is unfortunate. But there are a lot of Caucasian tutorials from like everyone. So if you're having trouble, I would look on YouTube and start from there and uh, adjust things for how you want to paint, because you don't have to follow a tutorial exactly. Like I don't follow a tutorial exactly. I take a lot of inspiration from a couple of tutorials, but I don't follow any tutorial directly. Um, Next question. Do you miss your Levi that you had with you at school? Yes, I do, and I've talked about that a couple times. How I miss him a lot, and I wish I had shipped him up here. Uh, but in a kind of a good, it's kind of good that I didn't, because I'll still be having to take 3 dolls back with me, so I might end up having to ship one of them. So it's a good thing that I didn't bring him with me, or ship him here to have. Like I would have had to ship him back probably, because that's a lot of dolls to have here with me. Yes, I do miss him though. How much wait, what? How much will your Joseph doll that you're selling be? So the Joseph that this is referring to is the one that I've had in my collection. He's in my storage unit with my Levi, with Amias, who is my Levi. Um, Probably around $300 because he's so big, plus shipping, because, you know, that's going to be a lot to ship him. He's not small, and he won't fit in a flat rate box, so I'd have to get a bigger box for him. So he's going to probably be around 300 plus ship for him. Tips for beginner artists. I'm going to try painting my own Reborn, but I'm not sure what paints to try. Like I said, look on YouTube for tutorials, because that is honestly the best place to start. They're free on YouTube, and they're usually very step by step and help you really see what they're doing. For paints, for a beginner, I would definitely say Genesis heat set paints. Air dry paints are so difficult to paint with, and as a beginner, it would probably be very discouraging to start with such a hard paint. Like air dry paints are hard for like professional Reborn artists to paint with still. So it's like, yeah, I would say Genesis heat set paints would probably be the most easiest, because they're more forgiving if you make a mistake. Plus, I find that like air dry paints sometimes stain the vinyl. So if you want to start over, sometimes they like stain the vinyl orange or something. That's what happened to me. Fave Reborn toddler. Do you want one? I don't think I want a toddler. Honestly, I think they're just too big for my liking. Plus, I don't like open-eyed dolls. I think they're really creepy for me. I don't like open-eyed dolls in my collection. I'll paint them and sell them, but I do not like having them in my collection. So, yeah, most toddlers are open-eyed, so I wouldn't probably be able to get one anyway. I don't have a favorite. I just don't. I think a couple of them are cute, but I don't have a favorite. Okay, so this one is talking about me being trans. How did my family accept it? Half of my family already figured it out. You know, they already kind of knew that something was up. So they were not surprised, and they were okay. And a small portion of my family didn't understand at first, but now they're all cool. My family is pretty supportive. I have a really good family. So, yeah. I don't know what this part means, FTM surgery thoughts. I don't know if They're asking about my thoughts or surrounding surgeries. I don't really know. That question doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know how to answer that. What's the max amount of reborns you'd want? In a ideal world, like when I move out and I'm on my own and I have my own place, I think the max that I would keep it around would be 6. That's just because I think over that amount it gets overwhelming, the amount of dolls. Right now in college, I try to keep it around 4 in my personal collection. Uh, 2 bigger sized ones and 2 of the newborn size is kind of how I try to keep it around. But I've gone over that amount a couple times and then sold and got back down to that point. Um, what am I majoring in? I am a philosophy major, bio minor, but I'm also pre-med. So my school doesn't have a pre-med degree program or whatever. So I had to pick a degree to go to and just fill my prerequisites for med school while I'm doing that. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm definitely pre-med. I'm on my track to med school, but my degree is going to be in philosophy with a bio minor. It doesn't make sense if you don't understand how colleges work, but that's how I had to do it. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah, my degree will be in philosophy, but I am pre-med. Yeah, doesn't make sense. How many reborns do you have? I kind of answered that, sort of. So I have a newborn girl that's coming. I haven't explained what kit she is or anything or how she looks like yet. I have her coming still, like she's finally getting rooted. Oh my gosh, it's been, wow, 6 months now, I think, almost. Um, Last time I'll be doing a custom. I just don't have the patience for it anymore. And then I have Emerson, of course. Emerson is a 3 month size baby. And then I'll have the Kai kit that I'm going to paint for myself. Not this one, but the blank one that I'm painting for myself. And then I have Levi, which is the newborn boy. His name is Amias. So I'll have 4. Okay, what kit was your first reborn? So I started off in this community not with the actual reborn, but with an Ashton Drake doll, and that was Cherished by Ashton Drake. And then what kit was my first reborn? I think the first kit that I had that was an actual reborn was the Chrissy kit from Bountiful Baby. I painted it myself really horribly with like air dry paints. It cracked and I removed all the paint and gave it away as a blank kit because it was not a good idea to do that with air dry. The paint wasn't sticking. So I think technically that's the first reborn kit I own. But the first one that I kept in my collection, I think it was like, I think it was either London. I think it was London by Denise Pratt. She was in my collection just for a short while because I did not like her kit at all. I bought her because she was cheap and she was an African American doll, and I bought her because of that. I sold her, and then the one that I still technically own is what's her name? Cora by Adri Stoetti. I still technically own her, so technically I own 5 reborns, but she is at my mom's house. She is a much, much older doll. She's about 15 years old, and she's fragile, so I don't consider her in my collection anymore. I just consider her as a look at her doll. I don't dress her or anything anymore. But yeah, I still own her. She's at my mom's house. Are there any kits you really want in your collection? If so, what are they? Right now, I think I'm pretty content with the dolls that I have that I'm gonna make and the one that's coming into my collection. So I mean, honestly, if anything, I would think the next one I would want would be like a Ramsey or a Luciano. Uh, there are a lot of Cassie Brace kits coming out actually that I really, really like. So we'll see what happens there. She is one of my favorites, absolutely. What's your favorite season? I love fall and winter. I like the cold weather. I hate this. It's so hot here. I can't stand summer. Spring I don't like as much because I have allergies, so I'm always kind of a little bit miserable during the springtime. Plus, there's so much fun things you can do in the fall and winter. So many holidays, uh, so many things you can do around that time of the year. What got you into the Reborn hobby and community? I talked about that in a couple videos. I don't want to answer that question, but I do have it in my frequently asked questions in my um, about me section on my YouTube channel. I just feel like I'm tired of answering that question. Sorry. What are your top 3 favorite things to do aside from the Reborn hobby? Okay, well, I'm a creative person in general, so anything that's creative I like to do. Like, I like to build houses online, which sounds weird, but I like to build and decorate houses online for fun. A lot of it I do on homestyler.com, or I'll do on The Sims 4, because they have a really nice build and buy mode on The Sims 4. That's another thing I like to do. I play The Sims a lot. I like to hang out with my friends. Obviously, I can't do that now, but we'll go. We love thrift shopping and going to the antique shops because we are history nerds and we like just looking and feeling that kind of history around us. So we like doing that. I like writing poetry. I haven't wrote in a while, but I do like to write. I used to draw, not well, but I do draw sometimes. Yeah. And now that I have my board, I really like riding my skateboard. Now, that's more than 3, but yeah. How did you find about Reborns? Again, same question. How did your family react? Oh, I already answered that one. Okay. What made you want Emerson? Again, I love that kit, and I just, the Alexis kit is definitely one of my favorites. I just think I like the face. I don't know. Other than how to answer that. Oh god, same question. Would you ever consider painting an alternative fantasy Reborn? Yes and no. So I already did technically fantasy alternative Reborn. I did a Cupid doll. She was painted pretty much normally. Let me make sure I'm not running out of time. Oh, I am on this. Okay, so yeah, I did technically already do one. I did a Cupid doll, but she was painted normally. She just had white hair and a little birthmark. Would I do a more extreme alternative? No, because honestly, I don't think that I'm that creative enough to do that. I don't know. Trends are you seeing for the summer? I don't know what that means. Is it in the Reborn world or clothing, or because I'm not really good about like fashion. I don't know about fashion trends or anything. Reborn trends, I don't know. Really, I see a lot of the more newborn skin coloring coming as far as Reborn trends. Worst painting mistake and how you fixed it. Okay, let me pause so I can continue. Okay. My worst painting mistake and how did I fix it? Gosh, I don't know, because I've melted a few kits, but I haven't been able to fix those. I used to have a cheap oven from Walmart, and it melted. It started freaking out. Like the oven would spike in temperature. Like it would go from the normal temperature 250, 265 to 300 and something, and melt the kit. Had that happen a couple times, and that's kind of beyond fixing, I guess. But that's not really a painting mistake. That's more of the oven. A few times I haven't liked the skin tones that I was doing, and all I would do is just start over, take the paint off and start over, because, once you have a skin tone you don't like, it's kind of hard to keep going. Okay. Favorite clothing brands you have right now? I always love Carter's because I think they're really affordable, but I'm not too big on, like, I don't really buy clothes often that are new. I always thrift shop. Like 90% of the stuff that I get is secondhand because I just don't feel like it's. I don't feel like there's much of a purpose usually to buying new clothes for my dolls because they are dolls, and I mean usually I'm too cheap to do that, to buy new things for them. I did buy a couple of things from Carter's because they were having a sale, so I'm waiting for that. Um, but usually the stuff I do buy is secondhand, and usually it's Carter's. Carter's just has that classic baby look anyway. But I also really am trying to stop myself, but I really want to order some things from Kate Quinn. I love that style. The kind of organic, neutral colors and stuff. I really like Kate Quinn's stuff. A lot of people do, actually. I also like Next Baby as well. What are you excited about painting next? Yeah, I'm very excited about painting the Kai. I never thought I would find a blank kit of him because he's so sold out. He's been sold out for years and years. He's really rare. Have you read any good books recently? I don't read much anymore. I used to read so much when I was younger. But I did read recently a book of poems by, who is it by? I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. It was a poetry book. What legit website do you recommend for buying a Reborn? There's only two that I know of. Every other one I'm pretty sure is a scam, unless you're buying directly from an artist. But the only two are reborns.com, and that's with the S, reborns.com, and I think it's, and the other one is artdollery.com. Those are the only two. Every other website's a scam. Shows a cute outfit for summertime. If you want to see a cute outfit, I'd put one on, Emerson. And those pictures are on my Instagram. Since you got Kai, do you have any other dream kits you want? Currently not that I can think of right now. What ice cream flavor is your favorite? Pistachio. Oh, I already answered that. Who's your first Reborn? But yeah, pistachio. A lot of people seem to not like pistachio, but pistachio is definitely my favorite. I don't know why. I love pistachio. In fact, I'll probably get one after this while I eat my lunch. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions for me, I will be obviously looking at the comment section on this video and answering everything and anything that I would feel comfortable with. But yeah, I'm very open to answering most questions, as you can see. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed seeing Israel again. I don't know what his new mom's going to rename him, but I hope you enjoyed seeing him again as well, because it's been a really long time. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm sweating, so if I look gross, I'm sorry, but I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.